looks like what my hair typically looks like when it's time for me to wash my hair again. And whenever I use foam, that's the vibe. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Hi guys, sorry I've been gone. I know you missed me, but I'm back to create better content. So yeah, let's just get into this video because the introduction is too long. But basically, I'm here to give my analysis on how the 3-step method affected my hair as I take out my twists. I did not use foam for these twists. I just want to point that out, and hopefully this will help you be able to make more informed decisions and kind of like make sense of what's happening. So without further ado, let's get into this video. First, I want to define what the 3-step method is. It's basically a method that reduces wash day to only 3 steps. So first, a cleansing step, so no cold wash, guys, no cold wash. Second is conditioning while in the shower, so no conditioning for like 3 or 4 hours under a cap. And then 3, styling, preferably with a gel or a foam. This method also does not allow for raw oils and butters, but products containing oils and butters are okay. I think the thought process behind that is that products that contain oils and butters are properly processed versus like someone who isn't, you know, a cosmetologist or a cosmetic chemist mixing together things and putting out in their hair. I think that's kind of like where that came from. Another thing to note is that although there are 3 steps, you can use 2 products for the styling process. Creams are okay, but it's just preferred for foam or gel because like that's what the stylists mainly use for braid outs and twist outs and wash and goes. So that's why they tell us not to use cream. And finally, there's no need for pre-pooing or leave-ins, especially if you follow this method. I don't think that they think pre-pooing is bad, but I do think that they think it's unnecessary. Yeah, that's basically it. Now I'm just probably gonna talk about the different products and like how they affect my hair in comparison to other products I used to use in the past. I do have videos on me trying the 3-step method on my YouTube channel, so if you're curious, check that out. But I do want to warn you that like that was in the beginning when I was first figuring it out. So especially with the only gel wash and go process, I did it wrong. I now know that I did it wrong, so you don't have to tell me that I did it wrong. I know I did it wrong. But if you want to check out those videos, they're up on my YouTube channel, so just want to say that. Yeah, so for the gel only wash and go, it works. I can get it to work. It still doesn't have the longevity that I would want it to. I can get my hair defined, but I feel like the wash and goes last like a day or 2 when I need it to last like 5 days. And I haven't figured out if it's because of my hair, like that's just the property of my hair and that's just like what it is, or non-eco styler gels just don't work on my hair. I don't know. I haven't really figured that part out, but when I do, I'll let you know. Another thing that I noticed is that my hair stays moisturized for longer. How you tell when your hair is moisturized or stays moisturized for an extended period of time is that you don't experience a lot of breakage when you wash your hair out like the following wash day. So if you're getting like big clumps of hair when you detangle your hair the following wash day, that means the week before whatever you did didn't moisturize your hair properly. Having a lot of breakage on wash day has more to do with how you moisturized your hair the week before than it does with the product and or tool that you use when you detangle your hair on a wash day. Hope that makes sense, but just caveat, just something to note because I'm gonna reference this a lot. I know nobody has probably told you that, but yeah, just something to know. I also noticed that I don't have a lot of luck with gels that have glycerin as the second ingredient. There's one exception, but for the most part, all the gels that I've tried that has glycerin for the second ingredient, I've had to use something else to actually get any type of hold. Like for example, and this is even like built into their product line, the Design Essentials like curl defining mousse, like you have to use the mousse and the gel together if you want like a stronger hold. So I've just noticed that trend with products that have glycerin in the second ingredient. There's only one exception, but for the most part, that is what I experienced. Let me know what you have experienced and if you experienced the same thing. This twist out came out bomb. Anyways, I'm really happy that I tried this because I think it gave me a better perspective of like how to do wash and goes. Like even if the products aren't, you know, working for me, I still have the process, and the process has taught me a lot. Now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the wrap gel and foam, etc. I kind of feel the same way I do about like the gel only wash and goes. Like I get better longevity and definition from a leave-in and a cream. Something else that I've noticed is that the foam has a really quick dry time. So if I were to be doing a twist out using a leave-in and a cream, it will take like 2 days for it to 2 days for it to dry. As opposed to foam, it's overnight. That is like a plus, but it just doesn't have the definition that I'm looking for or the longevity that I'm looking for. And it doesn't look like the product coats my hair at all. And that's probably like the biggest issue. It's just like my hair looks like it has nothing on it. And I do understand to some degree that that is what some of the stylists are going for. Like that's what you should want, but like my hair looks like how it looks when it's old. My hair looks like what my hair typically looks like when it's time for me to wash my hair again. And whenever I use foam, that's the vibe. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But also similar to using gel only for wash and goes, I experience a lot less breakage using foam than I do, you know, using cream-based products. Like, yay, less breakage, yay, less dry time, but I still don't have the longevity in my styles that I would prefer and what I'm used to. So, do with that information as you please. I also want to note that I've only been able to decrease my wash time to 2 hours only if I'm doing a wash and go, and 3 or 3.5 hours if I'm doing something that requires me to part. So like for me at least, it didn't cut down on wash time, like in any capacity. For other people it might, but for me it didn't. I'm still washing for multiple hours. Maybe because I have a lot of hair, I don't know. Something else I wanted to know. I also didn't notice a major difference between like scalp irritation when I used to pre-peel with oil versus now. And the reason why I'm noting this is because like I know when my hair is dirty because my scalp is like really itchy and irritated. So I just kind of like assume that if oils create the film that, you know, people are saying that they do, that like if I stopped pre-pooing, I wouldn't get any type of irritation when my hair is like ready to be cleaned. But I also don't use a lot of oils like other people, so keep that in mind. If you do notice a difference, like you know, own that. But it's just like I don't really use oils like how other people use oils, so that might be why I didn't notice a difference, but other people might have noticed a difference. The quality, yeah, there was a big difference between the different brands of gel and the quality of my wash and go, but I didn't notice as big of a difference between the brand of foam slash mousse and the quality of like braid outs and twist outs. They all relatively was the same in terms of longevity and curl definition. I think the major difference was like some completely evaporate out your hair, so like it doesn't look like anything is coating it, and then others like there's like a little coat that goes away after like a day. So yeah, that's also something I wanted to know. I'm gonna finish getting ready off camera because, you know, I actually have to go to work. So yeah, and once I get ready, I'll come back to you with my final thoughts about the 3-step method and what I ultimately learned from doing this process for about a couple of months. In general, this process taught me a lot about my hair care in general, and I would like to share those with you all so we can all learn together, right? So first, I realized using the proper cleanser can do wonders for your hair. I've tried a couple different cleansers, and I realized that your cleanser does matter. It definitely affects how my hair or my scalp feels over the week. Like really good cleansers, my scalp doesn't get dry or itchy, but really poor cleansers, my scalp gets really dry and really itchy like 2 days after I wash my hair. So cleansers are very, very, very important. The second thing that I realized is that conditioning is so much more important than what I realized. in terms of maintaining healthy moisturized hair. This step now actually takes me the longest period of time during my wash day. Before it was like detangling. Now it's just like making sure that when I apply my conditioner, it's applied properly and I add enough water and I get like a little bit of definition to signify that my hair is absorbing it. And more people need to be talking about how important conditioners are, or conditioning is, outside of just deep conditioning your hair for like 5 hours. And like I mentioned before, I noticed that I have a lot less shedding, but more so breakage doing this process than before. And I think it's because this process really focuses on bringing moisture into your hair. However, I do notice that my hair has gotten a little bit gummier, I guess, that this process, although brings a lot of moisture and hydration. You just gotta keep in mind that you gotta balance it with the protein, whatever you do for protein, because you do have the potential to go a little bit overboard on the moisture side when you're thinking about your moisture protein balance. But that is all that I have for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was informative, and let me know if you have any questions. I gotta get back to work, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.